Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more buckshot patterning out here today. I recently went out to some stores and picked up some good deals on some different buckshot loads, so we're back at testing them. And I've got a few interesting ones for sure, but we're starting off with kind of a classic today. Definitely one that's been around for a little while, and if you've hunted with buckshot, then chances are you've probably used this or hunted with somebody who did use this load. So I'm really curious to see how well these actually perform. And the load I'm talking about are some of these here, the 12 gauge Federal Power-Shok buckshot loads. These are the 12 gauge 3-inch Magnum 15 pellet double-aught buckshot loads. The box says they want to go 1210 feet per second, but we will test that as well. But as for what setup we're going to be running them through, I got the 1187 out here again with the stock full choke in the gun. It's a 688 constriction for those interested in that constriction information. So I definitely think we're in for a pretty good test today. But as for how we're going to test these, if you have not seen the previous buckshot test, I have a target set up over here at 40 yards away from my bench. I also have a chronograph set up right in front of the muzzle so we can get our muzzle velocity. I've drawn an aim point on the target. I'll aim at that, I'll shoot it. I have some templates, both circles and animal size templates as well, that we'll lay over it when we go down to look at our results and see how they would have done in a circle size template as well as more of a hunting style scenario. So we should get a nice wide view of how these shells really did perform. So enough talking, let's go over here, get you guys set up on the chronograph so you can see the real-time number that we get, since there's not really going to be a whole lot you can see on the actual paper target at the moment. So we'll shoot our shot, I'll go mark all of our hits, and we'll take a look at how they did down on the paper. So let's head over here and shoot them and see what these Power-Shoks can do. Alright, so that shot gave us 1249 feet per second across the chronograph. The box called for 1210, so we're a little bit above what the box called for. But nothing too out of the ordinary here, so let's go down and look at our target and take a look at some of the templates and see how these actually performed. Okay, so here's our target down here at 40 yards. And obviously this center circle here with the crosshairs in it was my aim point. And if we look here with hopefully not too much glare on the paper, we do have all 15 of our pellets on this paper here. And overall, we are pretty centered up left, right, and up and down here. But we did have a couple of, I guess you might call them flyers, like this one up here and maybe one or two of these over here. But overall, I don't think we're looking too bad so far. So let's put some templates up and see what we get. I don't expect the smaller circle to really look all that great, but I think our hunting pattern is going to be pretty decent looking. So let's throw these templates up and see what they get. Alright, so like I suspected, this is our 10-inch circle here, and we only have one of our pellets within that. So I wish it was a few more pellets in there ideally, but I still don't think we're looking too bad for an overall pattern here. But for a 10-inch circle, we only have one pellet. So let's throw a different circle up and see what we get out of that one. Alright, now we're looking at a 30-inch circle. And I forgot to mention earlier that this piece of backing paper is 36 inches wide by roughly 36 inches tall. For reference. But within this 30-inch circle, we have 14 out of our 15 pellets, and the one pellet that is not in the circle is all the way up here at the top, hiding behind the template. But overall, not looking too terrible so far for a 30-inch circle. So let's throw a deer template up on here and see how it would have done in more of a hunting style scenario. Okay, so here's our deer template up here. And I have it lined up, obviously, where our point of aim is right in the front shoulder vitals type of area. We have a front leg down here, and his neck starts to go up over here to the right. And as we back up and look, we have a total of 10 out of our 15 pellets that hit this deer here. We have several that would definitely be vitals, lung, back of the lung, liver area here. There's two that are up here in his neck, which could definitely also be a vital hit. And we do have a couple low down here, kind of back towards the gut area. But overall, definitely I would say a dead deer for sure on this one. He's not going to run very far, I don't think, in this scenario. So I would definitely say out to 40 yards, this is pretty safe on a deer so far from this test anyway. So definitely looking pretty decent so far in a hunting style scenario. So let's put a pig template up and see how it would have done for those of you hog hunters out there as well. Okay, so here's our hog template For a rough estimate, it's about a mid-size hog. It's not too big, it's not too small. And looking at it, we have 13 out of our 15 pellets that hit this hog. Now, yes, we do have 3 down here in the front leg, but he is definitely still a dead hog, I would say. And I should have mentioned it, but it's the same orientation that the deer target was. The aim point is right in the vitals, and his neck starts to go off to the right side. But still, we have several here that would be vitals kind of back towards the back of the vital area here. Definitely lethal hits. We do have 2 up here closer in the neck area, which could potentially be lethal as well if they hit something significant up there. But overall, I do think we would have a dead hog here for sure. Now, seeing as how tough these animals are, this still, even though you did get a number of definitely lethal hits, he might still run a little ways. But that's just part of it when it comes to how tough a hog is. But either way, definitely not looking too terrible here. Good pellet count. I just wish it was a little bit farther forward on both cases anyway. Me personally, that is. But definitely plenty good enough for a defense load and plenty good enough for a hunting load as well, I'd say. Alright y'all, well, what did you think about these Federal Power-Shok 3-inch double-aught buck shells like this? We had all 15 pellets on our paper here at 40 yards, and they definitely would have done the job in a defense scenario or a hunting scenario. But what do you guys think, and what has been your experience if you've used some of these Power-Shok 3-inch 15 pellet loads like this? It's pretty clear that they would definitely get the job done for you, that's for sure, and I don't think I would be scared to use them out to 40 yards. Now, at distances farther past that, I would at least want to test it for myself and see what the pattern looks like out at 50 or 60 yards personally. But all in all, what do you guys think about it? Leave me a comment and let me know. And I've got a bunch more tests coming and several more buckshot tests too if you're liking what I'm doing here with the buckshot loads. So stay tuned for all that. And on that note, I'll see y'all in the next one.